We've already checked in it. Oh, there it is. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hey, 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 everybody. Welcome to Hits and Heels. It's Wednesday night, and it's time for Hits and Heels. And guess what? We got a special guest tonight. We have the Jennifer Jones. What? Oh, the unapologetically woman, Jennifer Jones.
Oh, you went
the
there.
the executive director, the co-founder, the executive secretary, and everything else for the Lexington African American Sports Hall of Fame in Lexington, Kentucky. Jen, welcome to Hits and Heels. Thank you for agreeing to be my guest today.
Oh, I'm excited. It's good to be here. Love working with
Absolutely.
you, and can't wait to see where this goes.
Man. Okay, so we're live. I'm gonna check the sound and make sure that everybody can hear us live. Let me see. Yeah, there it is. So I'm getting ready to share this to my page. We are
Okay.
live. All right, everybody. So we're live. I done shared it to my page. I hope everybody can come and join on and ask any questions to Jen. But Jen, let's start off by giving us what is the Lexington African American Sports Hall of Fame? How did you and your husband, the co-founder, come up with that idea? And let's tell us about the gala coming up.
Okay, I can do that. But it's good to be here again. Thanks for having us on, Terry. Really appreciate it and appreciate all you do for LAASHOF. The Lexington African American Sports Hall of Fame is really a dream and a vision that we've had for a couple of years now. We've been blessed to attend a couple of halls of fame for my husband's inductions, and it's really nice. You get polite applause when you get your award, and you have a nice dinner, and nobody in the room really knows you, and honestly, not many people in the room look a lot like you. Um, so we've come to find out that a lot of African Americans aren't being inducted in some of the halls of fame because we're not at the table. We're not nominating, first of all, because it's a process, just to nominate someone, but then we're also not in decision making positions where we can receive those nominations and make the selections to see who actually gets inducted. So once we found out about the process and how that goes, we started to thinking about having our own since we weren't getting into some others. So it's like, this something is amiss here. We need to see what we can do about this. And just on a Saturday morning, literally, Bobby just said my husband just said, we probably should just start our own Hall of Fame. And I was like, well, okay, I don't know how to do that, but it's what you want to do. Okay, we're gonna roll with that. And it literally started just like that. And we came up with names, we came up with people we thought would be able to help us on a team. We started talking about where to have it, what we're gonna name it, what are our colors gonna be, how are we gonna present this to everybody. And it literally just snowballed just from literally a thought. The guy just dropped it in and said, here, I want y'all to go do this. He didn't tell us how, but he told us what. So he kind of left a lot of the how up to us. And so we're trying to do that now and trying to keep it going, some bringing in some other folks. But that's pretty much how I got started. So it is the Lexington African American Sports Hall of Fame. That's a mouthful. So for short, we call it LAASHOF. So LAASHOF, LAASHOF. And it's kind of caught on here in the community. We had a big gala celebration last year, and very fancy, very high class, fine dining, black tie, red carpet. We try to pull out all the stops because these people that we celebrated last year and that we're celebrating this year, they deserve that for all the toil and all the hard work that they put in, for years and years. And nobody ever said, hey, thank you. We appreciate what you did, all the sacrifices you made. Your city sees you, your people see you, and we remember what you did. So that's our goal at the end of the day, for them to know that they're seen, they're loved, they're remembered, they're appreciated, and they haven't been forgotten.
Oh my God, I love it. So I don't even remember who called my husband Cisco and I to invite us to be a part of the board. in the initial stages, but all I know is that we were all in as soon as we heard about it, because again, we're big sports fans,
Yeah.
and we thought it was just the best thing since sliced bread. Oh my God, I just don't know what else to how to else to even explain it. So he and I were just all in. It's probably one of my favorite projects that I'm a part of. You know, I coach football and I love all that, but being a part of LAASHOF and being a part of helping legends shine has been one of the most rewarding projects that I have ever been a part of. And even before we was nominated, I was like, Bobby and Jennifer are a power couple. How come I had never met them prior to that? But again, it brought us all together. We become a family. You and Bobby are two of my most favorite people in the world right now. And I respect y'all just so much. I mean, oh my God, I'll run through walls for y'all over this LAASHOF. You hear me?
And you already have. You do it on a regular, so we appreciate it. But no, we try to pull in people that we knew and people that would get what it is we're trying to do. And if you're involved with athletics and you have been over the long haul, that helps. You kind of get it. But we also have some people that really aren't much into athletics, but they're good at organizing, or they're good at, rallying the troops, or they're good at making connections. So we've got a whole group of people, almost 50 people now that we're up to. Some more active than others, and sometimes people are kind of in and out, but they step up when we need them. So there's no way that we could, just the two of us could do this. We have a lot of family support. We have, a lot of coaches, former athletes that have stepped in and said, hey, I want to be a part of this. And we've reached out to a lot of people, initially that we thought would get what we were trying to do. So it takes people like Cisco and you to help pull this thing together, because it's a lot of work.
It
It's
was a
it's
lot
like
of
a
work, but it
passion
was
project.
rewarding.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. It's very rewarding. So it makes all the hard work and, a tear every now and then, it makes it all worthwhile when you see the results we had last year, when we talked to these inductees who just can't believe that somebody's honoring them. That just makes us know, we're on the right track. We're doing something there was like a gaping hole in our culture, and we didn't realize that. So we're hoping this branches out and more halls of fame pop up in other communities. We've been
Mm.
asked about making it the Central Kentucky or the Kentucky, and someone actually did have a Kentucky a Black Sports Hall of Fame. They were able to have I think, a pretty big event one year, but to perpetuate, to keep it going, it takes a lot of people and a lot of work. And we've been blessed to have those people that are coming back, to work with us. So we want to branch out into other areas, and eventually we might be able to, pull in, some other regions or other areas, or mentor other people like we've been mentored. We've had the Hall of Fame from Delaware. We really
Mm.
appreciate their input. And Flint, Michigan. We've gone on the websites of some other halls of fame that have been doing this. They've been in the game a long time. I mean, 30, almost 40 years. This is
Wow.
our second year. So, we're trying to catch up, get people in as soon as we can, especially the older people that we want to recognize and just thank them, because know them, know us. No old Dunbar, no old Douglas, know us
Right.
today. So we want to get as many of them in as we can while we have them with us. And even if they've gone on, we still want to recognize them through their families. So that's the most rewarding part for me.
So what was your aha moment when we started putting everything together, everything started kind of going into place, and we came up with that initial um, group, and you started making those phone calls
The phone calls to the
to
inductees.
the inductees?
What got me most was the realization that I've been going to church. I've lived in neighborhoods. I've been going, to school with people that were great, and nobody ever told me. We
Oh
had
wow.
in my own church, we had the national runner-up, two of the national runner-up members, and a cheerleader,
Hmm.
from the 1956 Douglas team, and it never even brought up. So that generation, they just did what they did. They didn't talk a lot about their accolades. It was something they did, and they moved on with their lives, very successful even afterward. But for me, that was mine. It's like you were national runner up in a basketball tournament with 48 all black schools, and nobody ever told me. I see you every Sunday and didn't know. So just kids today get their likes and they get their followers and they get all that. But this generation from the 50s and 60s, they didn't have that. And they didn't have it, on the internet where you could go and research it and look it up. There's more now, but it was a portion of their lives, and then they just moved on and took care of their families and had their careers, and just but when they found out what we were doing, and they found out that somebody really did know, then that's when the tears start flowing, and that's when the appreciation flows. So my aha moment was, you don't know what's in a person and what they have to offer, what they have accomplished, until you get to know them and you have a conversation with them. So, you might see an older gentleman, in your neighborhood sitting on his porch. Go talk to him and see what cool stuff he did, or the old lady down the street. You never know what greatness is in them. And there's some greatness in all of us. But just to have those conversations with that generation, which is my mom's generation, love what all they overcame, during segregation. We don't have any excuses today, but they had everything to fight against.
Right.
And they still, achieved at the highest heights that they could go at that time. So that was my aha moment. It's like, you never know what's inside a person.
Especially I know, because I didn't know. Jen, I know you don't want to talk about you, but you was on the girls state championship team.
Runner up. Yeah, we played in the championship. We lost
in the championship game.
Man,
but what I'm trying to tell you is that is, Jen, when's the last time that's happened?
A team from Lexington in particular?
Yes, ma'am.
There haven't been many teams to make it that far. There have been some, and some state champions from Lexington, but not that many. And this
exactly. So the things that you've done personally is included in all of that. And I think that that's what, again, I would have never known that. Right? Had I not been a part of this, that you yourself was a part of greatness. And like you said, so you just hit it dead on the nose about just talking about people and bringing up what they used to do and how things used to be. But there has not been any Lexington teams going to a state championship game.
Not for a while.
We can count on one hand.
Years. Not that many. Not that many. I did say we lost in overtime, and it still hurts today.
And I bet it does.
It does. It does.
Oh, I bet it does. I remember when I was coaching a middle school game, and we went undefeated and lost in a championship game, and it still hurts me. It's been 10, 11 years, and it's still hurts.
I get it.
We lost 3 championship games in football, and they all still hurt. So I totally get it, right? So,
but y'all pulled it off last year, right? No, close.
We was, it was still close, but we still didn't pull it off, right? So we're in our 5th season, so we'll, it is what it is.
It's coming.
It's coming. Yeah. We know it's coming.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I'll tell you something else. You asked about an aha moment. Bobby and I both worked in the school system. So we know school and we know school people, but getting to know people that work out in the community and all the networking and the connections that people in our community have, I didn't know. We've met some people just within our team, our LAASHOF team, that are working in some incredible positions and have access to, leadership positions and resources that we just didn't know existed. So being able to branch out in the community and find people that can open doors for you and, let you introduce you to people that can open doors for you has made a big difference. My sister, Connie Rayford, our board chair, she's all over the community. She's Miss Lexington. She knows so many people. Absolutely. And has touched so many lives. So she's been able to bring in a lot of people that we didn't know, but we've come to know and appreciate, and just so grateful for every single person as part of our team.
Teamwork makes the dream work. I mean, I don't know I just don't know how anybody else can fathom that, right? So with your team, so you have founding members, and then you have people that can still join. Can people still come and be a part of LAASHOF with the planning process or just anything with the organization?
Absolutely. We only have one founding team. That was that first year team. They helped found and lay the groundwork for what we're trying to do. But now we have our planning team. So anyone that has something to offer, if you're interested in what we're trying to do, you're welcome to reach out to us, and we'll send you a little form that just tells a little bit about you so we can know how to contact you and some of your skill sets. We would welcome the input and the expertise. Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
it does. It's a lot of work, and I'm not gonna lie. My vision is to eventually to see LAASHOF get a standalone museum, a
Yes.
brick and mortar museum where people can
Yes.
actually just go and just see the history of it. There's so much history right here in Lexington, and I'm not from here. And so when I saw the history and the people that came in, especially from that first initial group, I was
Mhm.
blown away. I
Yeah.
was blown away I was starstruck getting the opportunity to meet them in person. And they're all just, so down to earth. So they're very easily approachable, very humble. Boy, I couldn't tell you who wouldn't want to meet Tyson Gay or
Hello.
Demonte Dawson, who's a true Hall of Famer in the
Yeah.
NFL. I mean, those people are literally legends across the whole world, and they're right here from Lexington.
Little old
So it was just
Lexington.
a
Yeah.
blessing to be able to highlight them, but not just them, the people that everybody else knows, but just the people that, again, right here, that you would have never known how great they were if you guys didn't bring that to their attention, or if I wouldn't have been a part of this to be able to get to know them and get to learn them. Mr. Trumbo, oh my God, I can sit and listen to him all day about the history of the sports in Lexington.
We just feel better when Charles is in the room. Or in the Zoom, I should say. He's a wealth of information. I call him our walking encyclopedia. He can
Yes.
spout out stats, names, years, teams, team colors, mascots, whatever you need. He knows it, or he knows how to get it. And he's very well connected. Been around. He's been in the game a long, long time. And he's just a sports fanatic, not just a fan, but a fanatic. And I think he follows, tiddlywinks. I mean, whatever contest somebody's playing, I think he's interested in it and wants to know more about it. So it's people like that make our job easier. And we were, just thrilled to be able to honor him last year, praying for his health right now. But we were
Hmm.
thrilled to be able to honor him last year. And so many other people on the periphery of sports, they're not necessarily competing, or maybe they didn't even compete, but they were just always around and supporting, young people who did. So
Hmm.
just people that do that behind the scenes stuff to make our kids successful. They are just as valuable, just as vital as the person that goes on to win the Super Bowl or the World Series, because
Oh,
without their
absolutely.
supporters, they wouldn't have been there. Without people in our community rallying around them, they couldn't have raised to the heights that they did.
Oh,
So it truly
absolutely.
takes everybody. And Lexington used to be, we had pockets of African American communities. We're a little bit
Hmm.
more spread out now, but we had areas where everybody knew everybody. You got in
Hmm.
trouble with the parent down the street, they're gonna call your mama, and you're gonna get in trouble again when you get home. That doesn't happen
Right.
anymore. But
No.
they went to school together, went to church together. Everybody knew everybody. So you rooted for those people, and you saw them on a regular. I mean, I remember Demonte Dawson when he was probably 8 or 10 years old,
Hmm.
before he was Dermontti Dawson,
Right.
and so to watch from a distance, because he was away, but to watch him progress through Bryan Station and UK and then on into the pros, and have him come back here and not forget from whence he came, that just meant so much to us. And John Shelby winning 2 World Series, and you didn't
Man.
know you coming back, really? Steve Chandler, World Series coach,
Yes.
at NCAA champions, Jack Givens, James Lee, who I can't tell you how much I loved them growing up. I mean, I used to pretend I was Jack Givens. And a friend of mine was Rick Roby on the UK
Right.
basketball team. We were playing at Beaumont. I just admired him so much, just the way he handled himself on the court and just his demeanor. And then James Lee would just come and just tear it all up. So I just love just watching them, and the fact that they agreed to even host last year and be inducted. It meant so much to Bobby and me especially. But
Hmm.
just we're just grateful that people, wanted to be a part of it, because we're new. Nobody knew what we were going to do, if we were really going to do what we said we were, but God blessed it, and he made it happen. And like I said, people like you and our team in Lexington just showed
Showed
up
out.
and showed out and came looking clean. I mean, people cleaned up like you
Man.
would not believe. It was a from the stage looking out, just to see all that beauty out there, and the all the glitter and the glam. It was just really something to behold. It really was.
Oh my goodness. I remember Donna, she took a picture, I think that morning, and she
Uh-huh.
posted that she couldn't breathe. I mean, it was just absolutely breathtaking
Wow.
when you first walked into the arena. I mean, again, it was just first class. And I tell people all the time that it was probably the best event that I have ever attended in my life. And I think it's because, again, we were dressed up, it was elegant, it was classy, it was first class, we didn't have any drama. I mean, I just don't, it was amazing. So when is the next one, Jen?
Soon. Ooh, real soon. And we
We're
still got
coming
work
up.
to do. Yeah, yeah, it's coming up. We're 45 days away. So this year's event is September 23rd. It's at the Central Bank Center again, which is the old Heritage Hall, well, the old area, the convention center downtown. But it's all shiny and new, very sleek, very modern, very, very elegant, simply elegant. So we're going back to the same place. We plan to do a lot of the same things we did last year. A lot of people were just kind of blown away by the limo arrival of the inductees and the interviews and the red carpet, and people got to take pictures in front of the backdrop, and things we see for the Oscars and the Emmys,
Yes.
and you see on in Hollywood. We were able to actually pull that off in little old Lexington, the little heart of the South. So just to make people feel special and feel loved and feel seen and appreciated, that was really, really important, especially to Bobby. We've been to some, and and they were nice. They were very, very nice, but he really
Mhm.
wanted to step it up a notch. And we brought in our daughters and some other family members also to help, and just really, really create a night of elegance. That's what we wanted it to
It
be,
was,
a
and
night
it
of elegance.
was.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely I mean, a round of applause a million times. It was absolutely fantastic. And I know we're running it back again this year. So the
This
23rd,
again,
September
yes.
23rd, Saturday, September 23rd, and
Uh-huh.
starting at
The cocktail hour starts at 4:30, and that's till 5:30. The inductees will start arriving at about 4:30. So you want to get there early so you can see them, get out of their SUV limos and be interviewed on the red carpet. There'll be lots of things to do. We'll have vendors there. We'll have some other memorabilia and paraphernalia for people to see and just mix and mingle, talk to the inductees while they're there. And then the gala itself starts at 6. So you want to get there in plenty of time. Your seats will be reserved, but you still want to get there in plenty of time. So you have time to, kind of check out the place, and parking, might be an issue. So you're going to be parking up on the High Street lot for most people, and, coming across High Street and down to the lower level of the convention center. So it takes a little bit to get in, but once you're in, we're all right in that one area, and we didn't have any complaints last year. So we hope to do the same, same due diligence this year.
okay. So the only difference this year is that you get to pre-pick your seats when
Yes,
you get
yes.
your tickets, right?
Right, right. So this year we were able to work with Central Bank Center, and they are allowing us to go through Ticketmaster, whereas we went through Eventbrite last year, which was fine, but we had to do a lot of the seating and placing ourselves. But this year, anyone purchasing a ticket can go on the website, on the Ticketmaster site, and actually choose your menu item and choose where you want to sit. So we have the inductees, of course, at the nearest the stage because of logistics and everything. We're honoring them. But after that, pretty much other than where our LAASHOF team is sitting, everything is open game. And, we have 3 menu choices. We went down for the testing. Oh my God, Terry, the taste testing.
The food last
Ooh.
year was off the chain. Oh my
Oh,
God.
oh yeah. And they have kicked it up a notch this year.
Did they?
They have
Oh
kicked
my
it up a
goodness.
notch. Yeah, the food we just got nothing but rave reviews on the food. We have a chicken option this year with sides, and we also have a salmon option, but they put some different twists on them this year. And then there's
Okay.
also a vegan option, and even the desserts have a different twist.
Okay.
So yeah, yeah, I can't wait. I didn't get to eat much last year because we were so busy. So,
Oh
but
yeah, I
this
was
year,
like this,
yeah,
like real
yeah,
fast.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get to enjoy it
Um,
like I wanted to, but this
right.
year
But it was
I'm going to
good.
be able
I'm
to
not gonna
sit
lie.
down
It
and
was
eat.
it was it was it was good.
What I
Again,
had
there
was
was
good.
just no complaints. So this year I just can't wait to see what happens because I think I'm gonna miss it this year because Ty has
Yeah,
a game. But
we know you. If you there
I'm
was
so
any way,
I'm waiting on them to to tell us what time the game is. Because if it's a 12 o'clock game, I'm getting a flight back from Nashville. I'm not even playing.
oh wow, yeah, I have to be honest. It kind of hurt me a little bit. It's like, oh no, they're not going to be there because we can count on you. Y'all worked so
Oh,
hard
absolutely. Oh,
last year. We
absolutely.
appreciate it. We
Absolutely. Yeah,
appreciate
we
it.
would,
We're
I was heartbroken when I was like, oh my God, I gotta choose,
yeah,
of course I gotta choose my
yeah.
child.
But
So, but
we're family first. We that's just that's who we are. We're family first. So we
absolutely.
respect that and appreciate it. And we know that y'all be there if you could.
Yeah.
But
So they
if,
haven't
if you get a
they
minute, if you can hustle back, that'd be great.
oh trust me on that one, right? So if it's a 12 o'clock game, it's a wrap. I'm fine. Either we're getting ready to do 100 on the highway coming back, or I'm just gonna tell him to take me to the airport, and I'm gonna get home so that I can be here because I even if I'm late, at least I can still catch the tail
Come on
end of
in.
something or
Come
whatever.
on in.
I'm still trying to be here regardless because
Oh,
it was absolutely the most memorable
wow.
events that I have ever went to. Again, because you're starstruck because these are people that were just amazing. But going forward with the selection process is going to be difficult, Jen.
It really is. It really is. We've had to generate some names ourselves, but we've also had people nominated. So there are people that we don't know about that the public knows about. So, we need your help. We need you all to send us names. And it's a very simple process for nominating. We can even get you a paper form if you need it, but it's on our website to nominate people that you think are deserving. And those nominations are good for 5 years. So you don't have to renominate them each year, but give as much information about them as you can so that we can research them and find out, corroborate and everything. And then we have bylaws that we have to go by and rules that we have, and as far as who actually gets selected. And there is a process that we have to go through. So if your person didn't get in this year, just be patient with us. We're trying to do this the right way. We're trying to be transparent and make it fair and above board, but we will get there. We will get there. We have over 200 names in the bank that we still have to try to reach and vet and see how we can honor these people. And most halls of fame only do 10 or 12 people or less a year.
Right.
We had 22 last year.
Yeah.
We
And
got 23 this year.
this year, woo.
So last year's was we ran a little long, because it was first time out the gate, but we're going to
Right.
we're working our best to fix those. Just got out of an event meeting right before here. We're talking about
Okay.
how to make that, more conducive and more, palatable for everybody. So we're not holding you for so long, but most people stayed, even
They
though it ran
did.
long, most people stayed. Yeah. And we really appreciated that.
Yeah, we had a great crowd still,
We
even all the
did.
way to the very end.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. It is just amazing. Okay, so this is one thing that I saw.
Uh-huh.
I saw people getting inducted in other Hall of Fames because you all brought them to their attention.
What you
How
said,
about that?
what you said. And that's what we're talking about. It's like,
Like, why
this
weren't these
is
people already recognized for their greatness? But it took for us to bring it to your attention that they should
exactly.
have been in y'all's Hall of Fame first.
Hello. And some of these people were the first to do what they did.
Yes.
First person of color to go to that school, or the first Black coach
Yes.
to achieve this and that. And 30 and 40 years, and you still haven't recognized them, really? So that's another big reason why we're doing what we're doing. Is like, if nobody else is going to recognize us, we're going to recognize us.
Absolutely.
We don't have to wait for somebody else to do that. We can do this, and we can do it in a very elegant, a very professional, a very dignified way, without cutting a lot of corners. And we didn't know, we had a dream of what we wanted it to look like, and what we wanted the experience to be. And almost everything we dreamed about, God made it happen. And even some extra that we didn't even ask for.
Right.
So if you step out, and if you don't
Come
have that "I
on.
can't" mentality, we can't
Just
do
step,
this, and
just
we
step
can't
out
because
on the
it's not in.
stairs, and
Yeah,
the
just
stairs
step
will just
out.
appear. Come on now.
Thanks. See the whole stairway, but it's just step. You just got to take a step. And then that next step will reveal itself. And the next step, you just got to keep going. And you got to put people around you that don't bring in the negativity. They support you, and they're positive about what you're doing. And they'll go to the nth degree to help pull it
Yes.
off. But we don't invite negativity into our space. We're
Oh,
very
of course
protective
not.
of our space. And you might disagree. Absolutely. We
Right.
welcome, we welcome that. That makes us better, because iron sharpens iron, right? That's
Yes,
what we
ma'am.
want. But we don't do it in a negative way. Don't be a naysayer. Don't just shoot
Right.
down. We can't do that. Well,
You
let's
can't do
let's
that,
let's
or that's not going to
do it.
work, or whatever. Like, man,
Watch.
the
Watch
people
us.
on this board, I'm going to tell you, even for me, I was like, I was just inspired, period. Right? Because everything starts with the thought. Even the whole world and the universe, God started it with a thought, and he spoke it into existence. And just to see you all go from, well, let's do this, and then to making it happen is absolutely inspiring, because it puts it into perspective on just all the things that, number one, that sports creates. Right? Sports creates a whole totally different dynamic if you don't do sports. Like for instance, I had coworkers that I know did not play sport. They just were not good coworkers. They didn't know how to play as a team. They didn't.
Yes.
They weren't team players. I don't know. It was just the mindset was just totally different, right? And so to see you all put all of this in together, and for it to go off the way it did, I don't know how anybody wasn't inspired with following their dreams. Like following their dreams. I mean, if everybody just heard that part of y'all's story of following, you had a dream, you had a thought, and you made it happen.
So I'm really big about what I'm putting out into the universe. I'm very careful with my words. I consider them, I measure them. And your words they speak life or death.
Yes.
You can bring life or death with just your words and your thoughts. So just speaking that out and just putting it out into the atmosphere. And it didn't happen right away. We started thinking about this probably 5 or so years ago, and just kicking it around. And then really our daughters were the ones that really, really gave that little extra push, and really, really encouraged. It took that encouragement.
Oh, I fell
From
in
them.
love with Constance.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then Farron
y'all did a
actually
great
set up.
job with her. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And Farron, came
And
along and
Farron.
set up the
Yeah.
first website. She set up our
Yes.
first social media pages, because
Right.
those are things we needed help with. So like, well, let us help you with this, and then let us help you
Right.
with this, and then
And it was just so great that the family was able to come together, because even Carla played a big, of course, Connie I mean, I don't know how we can do anything without Connie, right?
Yeah.
Um, but just for your daughters to just come through like that, I thought was just, oh my God, it was definitely brought tears to my eyes, just how it was just a family affair. And then you all brought us into your family, um, to be able to, pull this off. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
Well, we're glad you all accept it. I mean, Bobby and Cisco, they've known each other for years, worked together and everything. Cisco coached our son, Damien. So, we go way back. So that's the kind of people we wanted to have, people that we knew would come in and step in, and people of integrity, people that work hard. They're not afraid of hard work, and, they know how to get along with people. Coaches have to know you got to know how to reach people.
Oof.
Hello, you got to know how to motivate them. You got to know how to, reel them in. So we were pretty particular too, about who we invited in initially, and then we've, allowed more other people to, take part. But we've just been blessed with just some quality people, top to bottom, that just know how to get stuff done.
Oh,
That's what
absolutely. I
it's
mean,
done.
just everybody. I mean, Shonda, me and Shonda, coached. When I first started at Crawford, Shonda was my assistant. So I was so glad when I saw her come in. But I'm talking about the new people that you just brought in are amazing.
Oh wow,
Outside of the founding members like Terica and uh,
Dominique.
Miss Rowe.
Yeah,
Oh my
Dominique.
God, they
Yeah,
are
yeah.
powerhouses.
Yeah,
They are
Casey and DJ. Yes,
powerhouses.
absolutely. And they don't
I
mind.
mean,
They're not afraid of work at
and they're
all.
not afraid of working at
Not at
all. And
all.
I appreciate all of them. I mean, I know I'm
Absolutely.
forgetting somebody's name, and please forgive me because they are all important to the group, important to LAASHOF and this whole cause. So guys, if I didn't mention anybody, please, Carrick Seals, oh my God, Littleton and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sterling, and I mean I can just go on and on about with everybody that's that's coming, that's been a part of it. And again, now they're all like my brothers and sisters, like literally. Like
I mean,
we came so close because we were in the trenches getting
yeah,
this done.
yeah.
And so it has just been very, very rewarding. Um, who are you looking forward to seeing at this gala? Let me tell you something. There are the women that are in this gala coming up. Ooh, they are my idols. Do you hear me? Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah.
Leslie and Belita Crawley. And I'm a basketball fan, so I love me some Brianna Green. I grew up kind of, when I first came to Lexington, she was kind of just coming on the scene then, and I kind of saw her kind of grow up and
Mhm.
flourish and become a Harlem Globetrotter. Um, but I was also a Gladiator fan. So seeing
Oh, wow.
Jasmine come in with the
Yeah,
Gladiators, it was
yeah.
just exciting. So I really liked how diverse um, the committee did with bringing in a lot of the women on this next one.
I tell you, my favorite, and I shouldn't say that, but
I know it's hard not to say that.
it is. But Miss Juanita Drake, with her 92-year-old self, is being inducted this year. This woman has worked behind the scenes, from what I've been told, buying kids cleats so they could play, or their baseball shoes so they could play, at
Mhm.
Castlewood back in the day, or, buying them food, watch them after school while their parents were at work. I mean, for no fanfare, no attention.
Right.
It's just out of a love for kids and her love for baseball and sports. And there are others that we will get to, but this year, I can't wait to hear more about her story. And
I
played
can't wait
against.
because I've never heard of her until she came up on the ballot. And so I can't wait to find out. Because when I heard about it, I was like, oh my God, how
I
could I
know.
not know her? So I can't wait. I can't wait to hear her story and to see um, her come across there. So
Oh yeah.
last year, who was your favorite last year?
Wow. Oh, that's hard to say.
I know.
Uh, and I'm being biased. I'm
I
really being
know.
biased. And I tell you what, I love the teams, the 56 Douglas
Yes.
team, because that's my mom went to school with all of them. And then the 59 Dunbar team.
Hmm.
But if I had to choose one inductee, and this is being really selfish, but it would be Tanya Vogel,
Oh,
because Tanya,
yeah.
when I was a
Oh, y'all
sophomore
were
back then,
teammates, weren't you?
we were for a year. She was a senior and I was a sophomore. Tanya used to whip me up and down that court. I was like this big. And I got to guard Tanya again, really? But she was such a lead, just a natural leader. And so I'm not surprised at what she's doing now. Just has such a big heart for people. She'd rally, you fuss at you and then give you a big old hug. What are you going to do? You can't be mad at her. So
Right.
just because of the familiarity with Tanya and Dirk too. Dirk was a senior. He was a year ahead of me. So
Okay.
when he was a senior, I was a junior. And that was the year that Lafayette's boys won the state championship and our girls were runners up.
Oh,
If we had
wow.
won, that would have never happened. If we had won that game, that would never
Yeah.
have happened. So we almost got there. But just watching Dirk, go through and just achieve at such a high level, just the confidence that he had. You talk about a floor general.
Right.
Dirk was the consummate point guard. I mean, just an amazing leader. So just to get to watch those people and admire them, and I'm not much younger than they are, but
Right.
just a whole other level. So just the familiarity that I had with them, loved all of them, but because I knew those two the most, and from way, way back 40 years ago, just meant a lot to me. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I could come up with a favorite, but I probably would have to go with Coach Chandler because he is
Mm.
Cisco's mentor.
Wow.
And again, I wouldn't be coaching football if it wasn't for my husband. And then Coach gives Coach Chandler his credit for being a great baseball coach,
Right, right.
as a mentor. And then Ty is a great baseball player. And so if it wasn't for that whole, you know, legacy coming down from Coach Chandler, we owe him a lot of gratitude. So he was probably one of my favorites. He just walked in the door. Babe, want to sit in? That's the queen bee.
That's the queen. How you doing?
Hey, Cisco.
Oh,
I think I'm on. I need
What's
to change
happening?
my settings.
everything good?
Everything's good. Everything's
Well,
good.
I was in the car and listening to the conversation, and thought I came on and come on and just say hi.
Well, appreciate
And
it. Well, you
so
need to get
I
some
have a
good
question.
neighbors. Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is my normal schedule. Okay,
Wow.
I'm sorry, my dog hasn't seen me all day. He needs a phone. Give me a second. I have a question.
Mhm.
And my question to you is this easier this year than it was last year? I don't know if you've already asked that
I have
question.
not asked that question.
Um, it, you know, so I just want to know because y'all grounded last year. Y'all grounded hard. So please.
That's a great question. And we have talked about that. Bobby and I have, and a couple of other people. We thought this year was going to be easier because we had one under our belt. We had the template, we had the plan, but we're also trying to make it better. So, when you know
Mm,
better, you do better.
All right.
So we're trying to learn our lessons from last year to make it even more enjoyable experience for everybody, including the people who are working, including the inductees, all the attendees, and everything. So it's just as hard. I'll put it that way. It's a different hard because now we know what to expect and we know even more about how we want it to be. So that tweaking takes a lot of mental energy, a lot of planning, a lot of work that we didn't anticipate. We thought, oh, this is going to be a breeze this year. We got this, but that's not how it is.
Well, and I guess another question, because this is her show, not mine. The
Well, I
next
know who the
question.
boss is, Cisco. You don't have to worry about that.
Well, it's nice for me to pretend. I'm like your husband. So we have that in common besides being good friends. But with that said, is like your daughter, the family thing, that drive to see y'all's vision. Is she has a big part of this one as well? Because she did one heck of a job last year.
She is involved. She just finished up both of our daughters just finished up grad
That's up to
school.
masters.
Yeah. And so
Amen.
they're just uber busy, working full time and doing that, and still trying to have a regular life. But they took the hit and made the sacrifice. Constance is still involved. She did a lot of the decor, a lot of the beautiful things that you saw. They were a
Right.
lot of her vision, along with her dad. Who Bobby's extremely creative. He sees things. He's the visionary. So to put those two together, and she can actually pull it off. He can visualize it, and she goes to make it happen. So
It's a
it
pretty
was a
good
it was
time.
a good mix, a really really good mix. And then Farron was more behind the scenes, with the ticketing.
Right.
She did all the ticketing for us.
Which is it's like the with not a level, but just it's like it's something you don't see, like the custodian cleaning or something like that, which is a
Yeah, that was
huge
definitely a
deal,
big deal.
a part of the program last year. So
Absolutely. Our youngest daughter, Sydney, she was like, "Mom, tell me what to do the day of, and I'm good." So we wanted no part of the meeting, the Zooms, none of that. She said, "You tell me what to do on September 20, blah, blah, blah,
right.
and I'm good." And she did. She helped coordinate in the back with the awards and everything. So it
So
truly was a family affair. I'm sorry.
how is ticket sales? Is it where it was, or is it more or less at this time?
We're on a pretty good pace. We're looking forward to pick up, because sometimes we wait to the last, week or so to get our tickets. But we have a ticket cutoff. We have September 9th as our cutoff. So we had people asking us the day of last year, literally
Right.
the
Oh, there was
morning
a
of
lot of
the
that.
gala. And we had to tell people no, even some of my own family, we had to say, we can't. We just
Right.
can't. So, if you're going to
Yeah,
buy a
it was
ticket,
jam packed. That's for sure.
yeah, yeah. And we have to have meals, we had to have seating,
Mhm.
so we couldn't just throw a table together and put some chairs out and, expect to
Right.
have food. Yeah, it just doesn't work that way. It wasn't in our control. So it hurt to do that because, people had heard about it and really wanted to be there. We hated turning, anybody away. So this year we don't want that to happen. So we hope you get in there and get your tickets early, like tomorrow.
Right.
Don't wait till the ninth. Then you get to choose your seat. You'll be close to the inductees and close to the stage and all that. And we have some dignitaries coming again this year that have supported us as well. So yeah, ticket sales they're picking up. I'll put it that way. Not quite where we would like for them to be at this point. But we got ads going on 107.9 The Beat and Jay Alexander, thank you. And Deborah Logan Losser, they're going to be our MCs this year. They
Okay.
knocked it out
Okay.
of the park with our telethon, that we had at Julietta Market. They just have a good chemistry. So we're excited to hear them. They both have they have voices made for speaking,
Yes, absolutely.
Some
They're
people are
both
Yeah.
just born
phenomenal.
to speak, and it's just very easy and natural for them. And they play off each other very well. So we're looking forward to that. So we have the Tim Talbot project coming again. They
Okay.
knocked it out of the park last year with their smooth jazz in the background. We have the Campbells, coming to sing. Courtney, Rayshana, and Cole Campbell, who can
Okay.
sing out of this world. They're going to come and sing the Black National Anthem. We have the African American Ballet Troupe, a gifted group of
There
young
we go.
Black sisters and brothers that are going to come and perform for. We had Upgrade last year, and they did a phenomenal
Oh,
job.
they killed it.
Phenomenal job. So we're looking for the same this year with the African American Ballet Troupe and just wanting them to be seen, and
Right.
and be recognized for the beautiful things that and it started with a vision of a young teenage girl. She had a dream that
Wow.
she wanted to see happen. And her
Of a
mother
black
and
ballet in Kentucky.
absolutely. Imagine that.
Now,
Imagine
okay, I may be wrong, but that's not the same young ladies that danced last year, right?
Mm-mm.
And I
No,
guess
that was Upgrade Dance
that was
Company.
upgrade, right?
Yeah,
Now,
that
are
was
they coming
Upgrade.
back? Are
That
they coming back?
we're trying to spread the wealth. We try to give everybody
Okay, okay, okay.
opportunities.
Well,
We
I
might
mean,
have to circle
they
back.
showed out a little bit.
They
They,
did. They
they
were
showed out a little
awesome.
bit.
They won all kinds of contests across the country. So
Yes,
proud of
Yes,
them. And
yes.
I
Mary
know
Hubley
Mary
has
since
done
she
a
was
great
born.
job with her vision.
Yeah, it was a vision.
Yes.
That's what it's all about. If you don't
Yes.
have the desire in the first place, or even if you have it and you don't act upon it, nothing's ever going to happen. So it's
Right.
better to try it and fail And I don't mean to sound like a
And
cliche.
and then now you don't live with the regret, because you can at least say, well, I tried.
I try,
But
exactly.
but you're going to live with regret if you don't try.
If you don't even
If you
try.
have a vision, go ahead and just go for it.
Yes, yes. So
And
for
life
the
is
ballet
short.
troupe, I'm sorry.
And life is short.
It
So make it
is.
happen.
Yes, yes, yes. But with the ballet troupe, Sandra Chambers Reed is the mother of I think it's Kayla Reed, the girl that had the dream. So we
Okay.
wanted to give them an opportunity to showcase their talents. They did the Nutcracker, the Ebony Nutcracker last winter at the Lyric, and I regret that I wasn't able to
Oh,
go. But I
wow.
saw some footage and heard nothing but rave reviews. So we wanted to spotlight them this year as well and give them a chance to
Okay.
showcase their talents.
Mama, you
Yeah.
said the best thing when you said spread the wealth, because that gets everyone aware of all the young talent, young black talent out there in ballet,
Yes.
dance, and which a lot of people don't even think about, if you will.
Mhm.
And the young ladies doing their thing and showing how athletic they are, and I always told someone I became a pretty good coach because of the Dunbar cheerleaders of the '90s. I was actually I'm one of these script coaches, and I was watching them, and that's dance because they go to dance and they do cheerleading, and Coach Martin at Dunbar did the same routine for 22 minutes. It was the exact same routine. So I walked up the steps and I said, Coach, you just did the same routine, and that's dance, ballet. They do not move on until they have it down. So that was a big deal of me changing the way I coach. We're gonna keep doing it until
Until
we
we
do
get it
it right.
right.
I love
So
that. Now, Cisco, correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember reading or seeing that there was a time period where professional football players even took ballet for the
they still do.
flexibility and the balance and
Yeah.
dance
Oh,
is a sport.
it I, I can't do it.
Me either.
Even
And
with two good
cheering
knees.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them. I think the most well known person that started that was basically in the '70s and the early '80s was Lynn
And Swan.
Swan of the
Yeah,
Pittsburgh
okay,
Steelers.
okay. Yeah,
Okay, he
yeah.
started. He's the first one that said, "I do ballet." A lot of the football players was doing it, but they were undercover. I don't know why. I guess it wasn't masculine enough at that time of a decade. But now everybody does it. They do some type of yoga or some type of ballet or dance to get that flexibility.
Okay. I'm so glad
Which,
we've evolved.
uh,
Way. I'm so glad we have evolved in that way.
amen,
Yeah,
amen.
absolutely.
Because it's funny. I was walking, and the cheerleaders at Crawford, we was at practice, and I was walking through, and I yelled in there, "Which one of y'all will be my first female player to play on my team?" And then two of them raised their hand, and the coach got me. She said, "Coach Brown said, Coach Brown, get out of here. We gonna get one." We
Well,
go,
Coach Bruce did approach me yesterday. Said there was two girls that said that they wanted to play.
and I'm all for it. I'm looking forward to it because that's the barrier that has to be broken in Fayette County. It has to. I remember in the '90s, Henry Clay had a young lady that kicked, and I think high school is a little different, like college, because the males are a lot stronger and
Mhm,
faster, and that's just
mhm.
gender wise. But middle school, young ladies are fast, and they're a lot stronger than the boys at that age. You know, what
Wow.
was the young lady's name? Was the great pitcher, Monique
Monet Davis.
Davis? Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, she was unbelievable, and that was a blessing for young ladies to say, "Let's go do this," and I think that's pretty cool. I do.
Well, speaking of being the first, how about the coach you're sitting next to? I mean, the first female football coach in Fayette
Yeah,
County. That's
yeah.
nothing to sneeze at.
No, not by any means. I mean,
Not
and
by any means,
well,
no.
our biggest thing is I get frustrated with Coach Terry Bryant because she knows, and I, I'm very professional. We get in the car. Now we're in separate cars, so I can say something smart because we're in separate cars. Make sure the record say. And I call her up on the phone, but I could wait and see her 10 minutes at the house. but I call up on the phone. I say, you go ahead and take that initiative, and because I'm grooming her to be the first high middle school coach, first
I'm all
female
for
middle school.
that. I am
Yeah, I'm
all
gonna be
for
the
that.
biggest fan. And she was like, "Well, I need you to." Now I'm gonna be up in the stand saying, "That was a terrible call, coach."
Armchair coaching.
Thank you very
Man,
much.
that's what they do, right?
I'll be the best. I've had over 30 years of getting questioned. so
I hear
so
you. I hear
so
you. But
but
just
I just want to come on and say again, prayer and love to you and your family, and this is exciting. This is exciting, and I actually spoke to a couple of people in Bowling Green. I say, man, y'all need to look to do something. What we're doing up here in Lexington. And
mhm.
the first thing they said, "What we? You a purple? You a Bowling Green High person? What do you mean we?" I was like, "Well, we are part of the board, not we." They get mad because I always say Lexington all the time because I love
Yeah,
it. It's a great
yeah.
place to live and grow up. But I think people, leaders, Black leaders, and needs to follow suit, and they need to swallow their pride and have something special because a lot of our Black athletes, male and female, do not get the recognition that they deserve. And thank y'all for doing that. Again, I mean that.
That's the biggest part of our mission. Yeah, yeah. We didn't talk about scholarships.
Oh,
Well, I'm gone. You got you got 5 minutes, and I just want to
Okay.
say hi. Please tell the husband I said what's up, please, and the babies. All
Will
right.
do. Good to see you, Cisco. Hope Ty has
oh,
a great season.
oh.
Come on, Sly.
Take him, baby.
I got it.
Okay, so the scholarships.
Yes, yes. That's our give back. That's the
I
most important
love
part
it.
of our mission. Yeah,
And see
yeah.
what a lot of people don't understand, and I didn't get it. I didn't learn it until um, going through the recruiting process with Ty. So Ty was equally, he probably was better in baseball than he was in football. But what I learned was baseball doesn't give full rides,
Ah,
right? So then when he started getting football scholarship offers, the baseball scholarship offers never came because the baseball can't match a full ride that a football scholarship, because he got all D1 offers. So they were all full ride offers,
okay.
right?
Mhm.
So I mean, for the longest, I was like, this boy is good. Why has he not gotten any baseball offers? Now, there were a couple of coaches that talked to him, but then I learned that, baseball is one of those sports that does not give a full ride. And then there are other sports, especially if you're not D1. If you're like NAIA, I think D2, D3, and other areas, they don't give full rides either most of the time. It's mostly like the FBS, FCS, that
Mhm.
in football, I think, and even in basketball, that you get full rides. But all the other sports outside of that don't really give
I
full
think
ride
they've had to make some concessions for women's sports because of Title IX, and
because of
those
Title IX.
pictures for
Yes.
them are an equal number are full scholarships. But for the most part, most kids that go to school on athletic scholarships, they have
It's
to
a
have
partial.
supplements. It's a
And so I
partial.
love that you created the LAASHOF scholarship to supplement those athletes that don't get the full ride. I mean, what a great idea.
Well, Bobby tells a story about being at Moorhead, and he was blessed to have a full scholarship to run track there, but he
Mhm.
had friends on his team that didn't have a full scholarship. With that full scholarship comes meals and books and everything.
Right.
And he had kids that didn't have a lot to eat because, they couldn't go to the cafeteria and get a free meal. So he would, share with, some of his teammates that didn't have access like he did.
Mhm.
And that's one of those things that has haunted him all these years too. So when we had the opportunity to present a scholarship, he said, I want to reach out to those kids, kids that might not get to go because it wasn't a full scholarship. But if we
Oh,
can
I
help,
just had a conversation with somebody today that was at practice with her with his little brother. He was off to the military. He went to Dunbar, and he said that his dream school was Tennessee State, And then he said the day before signing day, they called and said, well, we no longer can offer you a full ride, but we can offer you like a partial. And he said his mom said, no, 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 we can't do that.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
said we can't do that. If it's not a full ride, we're not getting ready to do that. And I know firsthand because I messed up and got the student loans, right? And so if you can prevent people from staying out of student loan debt, I definitely recommend that
Or just,
highly.
make sure they have money for books or for, the technology
Or
they need, or a
yes,
meal plan,
or a
clothes,
meal plan. Yes.
when you playing sports, it's expensive. There are other things you have to have, that the schools don't always provide. So if we can help a couple of kids, to be able to make that first step and go that first year and help them through, then our mission is well stated.
Absolutely. So you gave out 3 scholarships last year. Are you giving out 3 again this year?
Well, that was the plan. We had, I think 5 or 6 kids to apply, which we would like to have more, we'd like to have more. But, and then, so we have again, very transparent. We have to go by our bylaws and our rules that we've established. And, we got down to 3 kids that had, made it to one
Met the
level
standard.
of the vetting. Yeah. So, and then when it came down to the very end, 2 of the kids did not quite make it. So this year we only have 1 recipient, and that's okay. That's okay. We have 1
Okay.
recipient, but we're hoping, we'll just roll over the funds, for next year, what we
Okay.
would have given. So we're hoping to, bless some more kids next year and some more families. And those families were so appreciative, what we were able to
Mhm.
do both last year and this year. So again, when you get those little affirmations and confirmations, it lets you know that, what you're doing is
Is
meaningful and
yes.
it's blessing some other people. So that's what we're about.
Absolutely. I absolutely love it. So Jen, I'm just trying to sit here and think and make sure that we almost missed the scholarship. Is there anything else that the people need to know about LAASHOF that I have not mentioned?
We covered most
Did we cover
everything.
everything?
Just, go on our social media, go on our website and, read about, see, we got videos up about this year's inductees and
Yes.
the families, and that even some from last year. And we have a promo video, we're on the radio. You can buy an ad for the program book if you want. People raved about the program book,
Oh,
which
it
I
was
thought personally was
beautiful.
beautiful.
It was
It's a
a great
keepsake.
souvenir.
It's a keepsake, definitely. So all those little touches, make a big, big difference. So just follow us. And, we do ask that people, before you say anything, find us out first, don't give
Mhm.
us too hard of a time before you know what we're about and what we're trying to do. So we're just asking people not to
Yeah,
speak
because
on things they don't know. Call us up,
Jen,
ask us a
you had to
question.
reel me in a couple times because you know me. I'm ride or die, Bobby and Jen and some lace off. So when people was coming at y'all sideways, I was ready to take the earrings off and let them have it. And y'all was like, y'all kept us at bay, and we didn't go off on social media. So I'm just saying I obeyed, ma'am. But when I tell you I had some words for some people, because again, people always have their opinion about things, but then nobody wants to come and be a solution.
That's it. That's it.
Right.
Yeah. And
So if
then,
anybody
like I
wants to be a
said,
part of it, if you got an
right.
opinion and think you can do it better, come in and help us out. We got you. We'll bring you
Exactly.
in. Just don't bring that negativity trying to
Oh,
take over some stuff. Well, that's not even gonna happen.
ask us about it. Find out
Yeah,
before you verbalize your opinion. Yeah, but that
absolutely.
anytime you do, we look for that. We expected that. My
Oh, of
skin
course.
has thickened up a whole lot, whole
Yes.
lot. So it's been a growth process for me. It really, really has. So those things we look for, we don't get bent about it. Bobby says that just means they're talking about LAASHOF. LAASHOF is
Hey,
on their mind and in their mouths. So that's okay.
absolutely.
That's okay.
Absolutely.
That is okay.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it. Listen, thank you
Yeah.
so much for being
Thanks.
my guest. So going forward, I want to add, so I know we have a meeting on Monday, so I will ask anybody on the other members that want to, I want to highlight LAASHOF until on my podcast every Wednesday until the gala.
Oh, that's
So
great.
we'll come
That's
up.
great.
We'll come. I know we covered a lot today, but maybe we can go a little bit more in depth about the selection process or something else. But we'll figure something out. I'll get with your great team, and we'll see if we can come up with something else that we can come up with. I know I'm looking forward to. I think there was some comments that I missed. Hold on. Oh, my co-host was on, Miss Danny. My bad, Danny.
Oh.
My bad, Danny. I see you, girl. She did mention the cutoff. She asked what was the cutoff. And that was what is the cutoff for sponsors and advertisers?
For advertising in the program book, it's August 24th.
Okay, that was a great question.
Yeah. For sponsorships, we still have those out in the universe. Just waiting on a few more. But just reach out to us, and we can work around any deadlines that we might have.
Okay, good stuff. Thanks, Danny. I almost, I was still on the banners and I wasn't paying attention to the comments. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. And so I want to make sure we got everything. So, okay, everybody. So you can go to LAASHOF.com and you can, Jen, people can actually start nominating for 2024.
They can. Yeah, our nominations are now open year-round on our website. If you need a paper copy, get a hold of us and we'll get it to you. I'll bring it to your house. I'll email it or I'll send it to you, whatever. But to be nominated for 2024, for next year's gala, you have to have your nominations in by, I think it's October 31st, by the end of October. And then that gives us time to, vet all those people, get all that information, and start making
the ones who already got in the pipeline.
Right. So we still have our bank of nominees, but if they're new people and if they're repeats, that's okay. We don't mind that. Even if they've been nominated before, that's okay. But yeah, if you want them for next year, just get your nomination in by October 31st.
Okay, gotcha. And so to get the tickets, I have it right here. Is www.centralbankcenter.com/LAASHOF. That's the link to go and get your tickets. You can actually order your food and be able to select your seats, which I love that change this year, which will save us a lot of time during the process checking in. Because now all they got to do is just check in their tickets and come on in, right?
Exactly.
So that
was one of those things we wanted to fix this year.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, everybody. So you can follow LAASHOF. They are on everything. I know they're on. Well, it's not Twitter no more. What's it called now? I don't even know what Twitter is called. It's an X
Twitter.
right now. Is it still called Twitter? It just got a big old X on it, right?
I know.
So they're on LinkedIn. They're on Instagram. They're on of course on Facebook. So make sure you all go and like the page on Facebook for us so that we can keep you all informed with that. Please go and like the Instagram page and comment on all the things so that we can just get that word out for that. Jen, thank you so much, darling.
Thank you for having me.
I do want everybody here on Hits and Heels.
Absolutely. And love the format. I do want to say we have a YouTube channel.
Yes.
So we have videos from last year, and we're going to be uploading more videos. So go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're uploading things, on a pretty regular basis. So if you want to see last year's, we have the whole gala from last year.
Yes.
And some snippets also. But Terry, thank you so much for just being a LAASHOF ambassador. I mean, you just push LAASHOF. You have great ideas, and you get in there, you get your elbows dirty, you get in there and get the work done, you and Cisco both. So thanks for having us, and thanks for wanting to promote us on Hits and Heels. We appreciate it. Appreciate you, girl.
Thank you. And so everybody, it Hits and Heels every Wednesday night, 9:00. You can follow us on Facebook. We're also on YouTube. There's our Facebook channel. There's our YouTube, and we are out until next Wednesday.
I'll make a deal with you. If you get a speeding ticket coming back from Nashville, I'll pay your speeding ticket. I got you.
Yes, ma'am. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if that is a 12 o'clock game, it's a wrap. You're gonna see me.
I got you.
I promise you're gonna see me. If it's a 3 o'clock game or a 7 o'clock game, I'm gonna be in trouble, and I'm gonna be disappointed. Right. So now I got to put it in the universe that I need that Vanderbilt game to be a 12 o'clock game. All right, Jen. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
I'm
much.
gonna end
Love
the
you, girl.
broadcast, but don't log off, okay?
Okay. All right.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.